So I'm going to be doing some nails that were popular way back in maybe 2006, but I'm going to show you how I did it back in the day. These are the colors I'll be using: clear, rosebud, cover blush. I'll be using shock, raspberry icy, blueberry icy, and royal red, and red liquid art, and a tad of blue liquid art. So I'm going to use our blue forms, but I'm going to pinch it right here. And then I'm going to kind of pucker it so it's a little wider. All right, so I made a 50-50 mix of cover blush and rosebud, so it's going to give it a slight little shimmer. I already protein bond and prepped everything, so I'm ready to roll. I'm going to do my smile line first. So I'm going to tap my liquid here. Okay, so I'm going to count to like 5, 3, 4, 5. That's allowing it to set up. Walk it to one side, then the other. And I noticed some people do a little baby smile line. It's up to you. I'm going to bring mine down a tad bit, wipe my brush. Okay, wipe my brush and roll it to a point. Now I'm going to kind of perfect it a little. Okay, so again, it's a little cool in here, just baby sting it a little. And if you could tell, I'm using the brown part of my brush to just detail. I'm not sticking it under it. All I'm doing is just perfecting the smile, trying to make it start in the same spot it stops on each side. So once you go through all 10 of them, there is a trick you could do. It looks straight to me. I'm pretty sure I could get away with it, but let's say you're off on some. What I would do is take a file that is unseasoned, and that way it'll be very sharp. Come through and leave your dust on there so you could see your filing pattern, okay? So let's come right here. And this is just a little trick to do if you want to make sure they all look the same, but also your trick is to do it all at once. So you'll go from nail to nail, leave your dust, and I'm going to show you why. Okay, so do you see right here where your dust starts and ends? It's really in the same spot. That's an indicator that your smile line is going to be really tight at the same spot, okay? If you had dust ending, say, here and there, it's way off. You'd be way up high here and low there. Then make sure you dust it off. If you file, I would go back into a little bit of protein bond. That's just the only extra step you would do. If you did that, that's just added insurance. I'm going to switch this to Speed Clear, and I'm going to build my extension in Speed Clear. I made my color here, and what I did is I mixed a little bit of red and a little bit of blue. So I did more red than I did blue because I did like a maroon color, as you could see in the picture. Kind of embarrassed about it, but hey, they were cool back then. So this is similar. I'm just recreating what I did. So with my shock and my royal red, I took my Speed Clear, and the ratio was 1 to 3. So say you have a scoop, you'll do 1 scoop of your glitter mix and then 3 parts clear. So it's clear has to be 3 parts for it to perform good. So I have to have everything ready to roll at once because I'm going to encapsulate it all at the same time. I am going to use blueberry. I think it gives a better reflection when it's not pieced together like chunky. See how that looks as opposed to that? Big difference. So I want the more clearer ones. So in this case, I usually put out more than I'm going to use just so I could get those ones with the effect. Okay, so let's put blueberry and raspberry. Now raspberry is a little finer, so I think what I'll do is just put it in a little pile right here, and I'll draw from that. You will need 2 brushes in this, okay? One will be my liquid art brush, and one will be the one that is not my liquid art brush, okay? So now what I'm going to do is dip it in my monomer, and I'm going to get clear first. Let me get a little bit more of this. Okay, so I drug out my monomer. We'll make it about this length here. Actually, I have a little bit I'm going to take off. Make sure you get it up to your corner right here. Getting it all the way up, but you do not want to bring it as high as the actual product. Okay, once you have it connected, I will press and flare it. Make sure it's really flat. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit more here so it's a little more dark. There we go. Okay, so what I'm going to do is go into, put my brush away, right? My liquid art brush, bring out my cleaner one, the one that doesn't have liquid art, and I'm going to go into my regular gel and I'm going to get a little bit of my glitter, walk it around my smile line a little. You could use your liquid art for this as well. Okay, so I have clear on the tip. Now I'm going to wet this and I'm going to pick up my Mylars and place them in different spots. Pick up some of my raspberry. Oh, it's kind of too big of one. I'm going to take it out. Let's do like this. A lot of raspberry everywhere. Now, tighten it up. If you feel like you want to push it in, you could use the back end. Well, I kind of don't like that one. Let's put a smaller one right here so I could get the reflection. And then I'm going to put a little more raspberry. There we go. That'll be great. That's what I like about the acrylic. You could kind of push it down in so it could be a really tight shape. Now remember, trust the process here. It looks messy, right? Even if you were to come here and get glitter up here, you're totally fine with it. Your reverse is up higher, so when you file it, it'll come down into a really clean smile line. So I'm going to come in here with my monomer, go into my clear, and I am going to draw out a little bit of monomer because it's cold in here. Place it right here with pressure and kind of encapsulate it over it. And again, if you want to push it further down, you totally could. Okay, so look at how I'm bringing it. It's meeting from my sidewall, but flaring downward. I have to laugh. But you know what? Some people love this. So what I'm going to do now is go back into my liquid art brush. And this is just what I've always done because sometimes it goes into clear. I like to take my liquid art and my clear, draw out my monomer, and I like to encapsulate it more at the end with my liquid art so it has that stained glass effect through the entire nail. Alrighty, square it off, and we will wait for this to dry. So now let's take off our form. Oh my gosh, it looks like such a big nail to me now. So I'm going to come in here on my sides, and I'm filing my sidewalls just like you would a different shape, but I'm not bringing it straight like this. I'm bringing it literally from my sidewall so it will be structured right. Some people do it from here and then out. I guess that's more of a duckbill, but flare is popular, so it will wear amazing if you bring it from your sidewall all the way straight. All right, now I'm going to go into my e-file. Get my X-cut, 12,000 RPMs. So now I'm going to file in the I formation. I'm going to go around my cuticle area. Okay, now I'm going to look at it from this side. This side you see, it kind of ramps up. And anytime you do a French look, it's always going to have that ramp up because you need this the highest point so you can file in. And then as you file in, that's when you start seeing your smile line. So I'm going to go along the top part. You can follow through if you'd like. You just can't let it disappear. Come through here. A little thick here, so I'm going to go back to 1 again till I like the thickness of it. Okay, let's look at the top. See your smile line coming in. So now I'm going to look down the barrel of it, and I am going to line up zone 1, and you'll see on my side my smile line come out. Will show up, I should say. And I'm not putting pressure, I'm just letting the bit do the work for me. Zone 3 going up to zone 2. Okay, let's square this off, and when you square this off, it's usually like a little dip. It's kind of funny. Thin out my free edge a tad bit more. When I think it's thicker, I go into my eye, right? Beginning of my eye formation. Then I look down the barrel again and I fine tune the rest. Okay, let's come right here. I want so bad to make it straight, but that's not the shape I'm doing. Okay, now I'm going to go into hand filing, and I'm going to hand file just on here. It's actually not going to create too much dust. It's acrylic. If it was gel, I would keep my dust extractor on. I'll dust this off so you can see what I'm doing. Let's go in with our file and see how high. Now, when you see in the picture, my smile lines were like, I wasn't really smiling, basically. So the only thing I changed in this is a deeper smile than the picture you guys saw. So I'm just blending everything in. Go around our cuticle area. Now, look at this. Okay, we always tell you stay with your sidewall, right? What I did is I just didn't bring it straight right here. So most shapes I typically do, you see that part hanging, I would file straight. So this square flare, that's the flare that people are liking now. So, but it's still ergonomically right because it's from your sidewall. When something comes from here and then comes out, it's not flowing, chances are it's gonna crack right there. Okay, let's look at it. Client profile. She is flare. Oh my gosh. Let's see this. Come right here. So I bring it straight here, but it's still coming down on the side. So I bring it straight here and straight here around the cuticle area. Look down the barrel. Alrighty. Okay, I'm just gonna do a little cuticle work on her really quick. And no, she doesn't have cuticles, but it will make sense when you see what I'm going to do. I come in here with the square bit, and when you look really close, I'm gonna put it on 5,000 or 6,000 RPMs. So I always come in with my client after I file just to make sure it's really tight. No pressure with the bit, just come in and fine tune it. Alrighty, let's dust this off and then you swipe. Okay, once it dries, you could go into protein bond. Now I'm going into my ultimate finish and putting a nice coat over the entire nail. Make sure there's no top coat. There isn't, I just like to make sure. And I will cure this 1 full minute. So there you have it, a square flare nails, kind of like a flare on square. Hope you enjoyed it. See you next time.